All right, we're joined now by Belmont junior guard Grayson Murphy, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals tonight. Grayson, before we take questions, just your general thoughts on tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we competed hard tonight. We had a slow start. We came out a little flat, but we finished it out in the second half and focused on the game plan.
All right, thanks again. If you have a question, let me know in the chat and I'll call on you. We'll go with John from Hoops HD. You're up first.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Congrats on the win. 2 questions. One, how did Nick look to you after coming off the injury? And number 2, what is the plan for tomorrow? This is a tourney where I think you rarely have a day off, but tomorrow you actually have a day off.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Nick, he's battling an ankle injury, and he's getting back into the swing of things. He's just trying to get some movement on it. He's kind of light on the feet tonight, but it was good to see him out there. As far as our day off, I mean, it's always a plus getting a day off after a game. Hydrate, get some rest tonight, and focus on our opponent.
Again, if you have a question for Grayson Murphy, let me know down in the chat, and I will call on you. Grayson, let me go in first, and we'll see if someone else has one. The question you just answered, you have a day off. You're all sort of used to having that bye and playing on Friday. So what's it like playing on the first day and sort of getting used to the tournament early on instead of waiting until Friday?
Yeah, we just have to adjust to the circumstances. We understood going in. Our game plan this week is, to play on Wednesday, so we prepared for it. And then it's not a big deal for us. We just want to play as much as possible.
And again, tonight on the stat sheet, you filled up the stat sheet like you have been. It's obviously you're doing the things to help your team win. Can you just talk about if you need rebounds, you get rebounds, you need assists, you're helping your team assist?
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, I'll just try to do whatever is possible to give the team a win. And then if that's, like you said, getting steals, getting deflections, getting rebounds, or giving guys open opportunities to perform, that's what I try to do.
And we'll go back. John, again, another question. Go ahead with as many as you have.
Just one more. I know a lot of freshmen hit the wall, as they say, late in the year, but Jacoby, I believe he came in making only 1 of 14 in his past 4 games from behind the arc, but tonight a game-high 19 points thanks to 4 of 6 threes. Do you see him getting better as the season progresses?
I do. I mean, it's good to see your shot fall once in a while. Like you said, 1 for 14. We don't focus on that. We don't really worry about it. You're just going to keep shooting with confidence, keep playing your game, and they'll eventually fall.
Anybody else? Question for Grayson, and if not, we will turn to Coach Alexander. Once. All right, Christian, go ahead.
Hey, G, you talk a lot about playing to a standard. How do you feel like the guys responded coming off the regular season, coming into night 1 of the tournament?
I mean, yeah, especially the way we finished our regular season, we didn't feel like we played to the standard of Belmont. It's good to get back on track and have some confidence going into the next game.
Anybody else for Greg? Oh, no, sorry, Greg, go ahead.
Grayson, you'd beaten SIU by 52 and 32 this year. How hard was it to flush those games and start fresh, tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's just a new game. I mean, we don't worry about our past. We focus on this game and this game only, and that's trying to come out here and do what we do and try to get a win.
All right, Grayson, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it.
We'll move next to Coach Alexander. For anybody that knows they have a question for Coach Alexander, let me know in the chat, and I will call on you as we go. All right, we got head coach Casey Alexander. Casey, before we take questions, just your general thoughts on the game.
Yeah, it was a game we needed. It was uncharacteristically sloppy for us. I felt like certainly SIUE had plenty to do with that. I thought they played extremely hard. I admire the confidence that they played with. They had great energy, and it was hard to get any separation. But I was also pleased with our team. We're coming off a tough weekend where we didn't play as well as we needed to play. We got 2 losses, which hadn't happened in a long time, and I felt like our players were renewed and re-energized and came with the right mentality. And even when it wasn't smooth, I felt like we kept our composure, just kind of kept our head down, and we played with a pretty comfortable margin the whole second half.
All right, we'll go to Corey Curtis first. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. You brought up coming off of those 2 losses. It now puts you guys probably in the position of having to win this whole thing to advance to the field of 68. How pleased were you with how your guys were able to overcome, you could be tight in this situation coming off of 2 losses, and they weren't tonight.
Yeah, I think we've got a mature team. We got a lot of guys that with plenty of experience, and we talked this week about definitely we need to learn from the losses and get better, but at the same time we also need to remember our full body of work. We've had a great season. We won a lot of games. We won a lot of games by big margins. We've been really efficient on both ends of the floor, and so try to tap back into some of that a little bit and bring that with us as opposed to whatever negative thoughts we might have had or any any kind of timidity that could have occurred because we haven't been our best in the last week or so.
We'll go to Julianne next.
Hey, Coach. Tonight, Caleb had his best performance in the postseason of his career, and he pretty much set the tone for the Bruins tonight. Talk about how important it was for him to create the energy, putting up the first 11 of the first 16 points for the Bruins.
Yeah, well, I mean, he gives us a nice offensive punch, and when he does, our team's a lot better. I've said it several times in the last week or so. When Caleb and Ben Shepherd are making contributions, that makes our offense run a whole lot more smoothly because I think we've got some other weapons in, obviously in Moose and Grayson and Luke and even Jacoby. So I was proud of him. He was a tough matchup for him on the other end today. They spread you out. And they really play 4 guards, and so probably didn't get him the minutes he deserved, but he had a nice game.
We'll go to Bob next. Go ahead, Bob. I don't hear you, Bob. If you might be on mute if you want to try again.
Casey, what do you think about Nick tonight? Is that about the number of minutes you want him to play? And he looks like he made a difference down in the post.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what kind of minutes he did play, but he did make a difference in post. Our team's just much more comfortable when he's in the game. And even if he's not getting big numbers, he commands so much of the defense's attention that everything else runs a lot smoother. So it was great to have him back out there. He's definitely not 100%, but shake the rust off a little bit, build some confidence in that ankle, and hopefully Friday he'll be a step or two better.
We'll go to John next and then Corey. John, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, you talked earlier about your team's maturity, but the freshman Jacoby came in, I believe, making only 1 3 in his past 4 games and had 4 tonight. So what do you think of his increased maturity as the season goes on? And what is the plan for you or the team tomorrow when you actually have a day off?
Yeah, well, I'll say I'm not sure how well you know Jacoby. He thinks he's the most mature, oldest, most veteran, experienced guy out there. He's felt that way since day one. So I'm not surprised at all. I love his confidence. I love kind of the poise with which he plays with for being such a young guy. No stage is too big for him. So I'm not surprised at all at his performance. He's done that for us a lot this year, and he needed it. He hasn't played as well in the last couple of weeks, so it's great to see him come out in a tournament game and get back to being his old self. As far as tomorrow goes, I mean, there's only one agenda, and that's to rest. We won't even know who we're playing until about midnight tomorrow night. So we'll prepare for both teams. We've got, I think, a 30-minute practice scheduled on the floor, and so we'll walk through some things. But really, it's all about rest and just being ready mentally, trying to stay fresh.
All right, let's go to Corey Curtis to close it out. Corey?
Coach, I just wanted, you had opened up a sizable lead. SIUE did make a push there in the second half. How did you feel about your team's response?
Well, I like our response. Obviously I'd rather not give up the lead, but it's just the ebb and flow of a game, and they got it to 10 maybe or something like that. But again, I really felt like we played, even though we didn't play nearly as well as we wanted to play, I felt like we played with great poise and just togetherness, great belief, never really, we were threatened, but we never felt threatened. And those are 2 very different things.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks,
Thank you. Thank you, Coach, for joining us.
Thank you.
Good.
Appreciate it.